Welcome to my rundown of the Baby Rhino Miner. My first submission to the workshop and my very first try at making a recording to go along with it. So please bear with me and don't judge too harshly. The Baby Rhino Miner is a mid-level starting HV. I say that because it does take a little while to gather up the materials um, for it, which would be 888 iron, 175 sathium, 669 copper, 558 silicon, and 10 cobalt. Um, all of that can be found on starter planets. You have to tear down a few POIs to get the sathium um, and loot, but it can be done. I've done it several times without leaving the starter planet. So it does have everything you need to be self-reliant. Once you build it, it can make its own fuel using the harvest module, cutting down trees, the 6 mechanical drills gather up your ores much faster than trying to do it by hand. I do swap those out for the laser drills as soon as I can. 2 Gatling guns in the front for hunting and protection. I have 2 mini turrets on the top and 1 on the back, and then a rocket turret just to help make quick deaths to the drones that attack you. The mini gun on the back is I put there in the beginning to help with protecting me when I'm nose down in a tunnel, getting ores if I get attacked by spiders or drones. Depending on my mood, sometimes I will swap that out later game with a drill turret, so I can drill ores a little differently, just do a little something differently. You back up to some ores and you can use that to do some drilling. Works nice for that. There are doors on 4 sides, left and right. There's a door on the bottom and a door on the top. Sorry, I'm sure that's kind of loud, so I'll try not to talk when the doors are opening and closing. The bottom door is, I designed that just for escaping if I'm on my back or stuck in a tunnel, but I can also park this right over the top of an ore deposit and use the T2 drill or the mechanical drill if you want to jump down into the hole. And I can mine right from here and then launch the drone and go on and go down and get the rest of the ores from complete safety. Otherwise, when I'm not in God mode, you can stand right about here. If you hit F5, you can launch your drone and go out the top and do your mining from there. And if you're on a lava planet or a planet the temperatures are terrible or there's no oxygen, you can then do your mining and exploring or collecting with your drone and still be within the relative safety of your HV and have oxygen and at a decent temperature. So if you stand right about here on either side, you can launch the drone. Just make sure the top door is open. And then sorry, I try not to talk when the doors are open. I made a one-run video before this, and when the doors are going or when I'm drilling, you couldn't hear what I was saying. When all the doors are closed, you can see it's very roomy. Lots of headroom, lots of place, room to move around. In the back, I have several cargo boxes and 10 constructors, 2 ammo boxes, an armor locker, and an O2 station, and then of course access to your fuel, and generators and some tanks, and then your refrigerators over here on either side, and a couple more cargo boxes, and your medical station, and then of course your cockpit. there's no rhyme or reason to the color coding here. I just made them so that I could remember what I use them for. The middle one is usually my main constructor, and then I do blocks and fuel and whatnot in each of these. One of them I tend to use for food. The foods you can make with a constructor. And then usually if I'm not using the other ones, I use them for storage. There's plenty of storage. I mean, I've designed it so that you can go around one of the huge planets and pretty much fill all these boxes up and still have a little room to spare. I don't think I've ever filled them all up. So go to the main menu here, and you'll see I have configured this. You got your default selections here, but then I have RCS and thrust. This one will turn off your thrusters, your RCS, and your hover engines, so that you're saving as much power as possible. You've got all your constructors connected to this one, all your vents connected to this one, or the one vent. There's only one vent in this one. And then the spotlights are on this one so that you can see what you're doing when you're mining. A little quick look at the statistics, because I know some people like to see that. This is an unlock level 10, size class 1, 4 lights, 3 minigun turrets, 6 drills, 1 harvester module, 2 Gatling guns, a rocket turret, 15 thrusters in the back, 10 in the front, 9 on the left, 9 on the right, 5 RCS, 13 hover engines, and 2 hover boosters, 10 constructors, 2 fridges, 2 ammo boxes, and 13 cargo boxes. It does have 4 oxygen tanks, 4 fuel tanks, and I find it's got plenty of power. You do have to throw some fuel in it now and then, but like I said, you make your own fuel, so you always have some on hand as long as you think ahead. It moves along at a pretty good clip. You get a little drift to the left and right, but to me, I like that. It just adds a little bit of realism to it since it is a hover vehicle. If you nose right up to a tree and make sure your harvest module is selected. It's quick work of the trees, so you can go into a deep forest and cut down trees to your heart's content, and you'll have plenty of wood. Going out to third-person view when you're going to be ready to mine. Make sure you select your drills. Go all the way to the ground. I found this is the best way to do it. And then nose forward and start digging. No, I'm not going to talk while I'm digging because you won't be able to hear me. I haven't quite figured out the audio things. I'm not pretty much an amateur here for making videos, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to dig a tunnel, and then I'm going to turn around in the tunnel to show you that that's possible, so you can do your mining, get your ores, turn around and drive right out. Of course, I picked a spot with a rock in it. Here, let's try that again. Dark copper rock. down and dig and turn around and come right back out. She'll also back out of a tunnel if you need to. It's just a little difficult to steer backwards. I find it's easier just to turn around and come back out. And I think, that pretty much is a good preview of its capabilities. I think once you get used to driving it and running the drills and everything, you'd find that it's a very nice HV. Again, I'll be posting this on the workshop and entering it into Mr. Spicy's Gaming's Creators Contest, which ends at the end of July. You're welcome to, build this HV and modify it any way you would like. And I ask if you do that, please point back to me saying I'm the original creator, and give me a comment and a thumbs up if you like what you see, or if you have any suggestions on how to make it better, that's fine too. Thanks for taking the time to watch the tour. Thank you.